It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. This is another trailer breakdown for the upcoming episode, Season 6, Episode 3, which is called Alaska, which is a sort of random title, but we're gonna go through this trailer. If you haven't checked out my reaction to the previous episode, 602, make sure to go check that out. And also, if you have not checked out 602, you may not want to watch this video because I may reference things from the previous episode that you may not necessarily want to know about before you watch the episode. But with that said, let's dive right into this breakdown. So the trailer starts with this shot of Dwight. It's an interesting shot of him. He's looking down at something, which is interesting. And it also looks like he's looking over the edge, but he turns around and he walks away. Now what's interesting is the building in the background. That's actually going to come back around in the trailer. I'll talk about that, but keep that in mind. The next shot we have is this shot of Morgan looking at Isaac's baby right here. And then we have this shot of Isaac's wife and Morgan together. Morgan says, "I feel like I've been 16 different somebodies since it all ended," which is a pretty accurate statement if you think about it. I hope we don't get too many more new Morgans. I like this Morgan, so let's just stick with this Morgan for a little bit. And then we have this shot of someone, I'm assuming it's Dwight, looking at a watch. And then we have this shot of a spray painted message that says the end is the beginning. This, of course, is the same exact message that was on the submarine that we saw at the end of the first episode. So I'm assuming the same people spray painted this message. If you want to know my thoughts on this message and the submarine and all of that, you can click the link that's going to drop on the top right to go check that video out. And then we have this shot of Dwight and Althea held at gunpoint. Now we don't see who these two people are, but they could be the people in masks that we've seen in other trailers, which is interesting. But Althea says we're just trying to get to the roof, which is interesting. So it could be the same exact building that we saw earlier. So they're trying to get to the top of it. For what? I don't know. But I think it connects to what was in another trailer that we got a few months ago, where we had Althea on top of a roof. And I think that could possibly be connected to the CRM as well. We could have actually gotten a hint about CRM. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And then we have this shot of Dwight looking around, and then we have this shot of some walkers, and then this shot of Isaac's wife. She says, "Where did you get this?" I'm assuming she's referring to the key that Morgan found. It could be something else, but I think it's the key that Morgan found. Again, this is part of the conversation about the submarine, so you can go check that video out that I linked to earlier. We have this shot of Dwight opening a bottle of beer, and then this shot of Althea and Dwight. Dwight says, "Screw protocol," which is interesting. What protocol are they talking about? I don't know, but I have a feeling it connects to Althea and Isabel's story and the CRM. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like we might actually see some more CRM references in this episode of Fear the Walking Dead, which is interesting. Then we have this shot of Dwight and Althea. They're just walking around in a tight space. And then we have this shot of what seems to be a rat-infested basement or something along those lines. And then we have this shot of Dwight looking at a few of these rats. We have this shot of a walker, I'm assuming, falling onto the ground. And then we have this shot of Morgan. He is building something, which is interesting. Not sure what he's building, but I'm interested to see what he's doing here. So we see that here as well. I'm assuming he is building a new bow staff, but there's just too many complexities there. I don't know if it's just a bow staff that he's building. And I kind of like his current weapon. I hope they don't change it. Then we have this shot of Morgan holding his new weapon that he got off of the bounty hunter. Maybe the previous shot was just him enhancing the weapon, something along those lines. We have this shot of Althea and Dwight walking into a bathroom. And then we have this shot of Althea talking through a walkie. It appears that she's on top of a roof, and someone on the other side of the walkie says, "Are you infected?" I think that's Isabel. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's probably Isabel or someone related to CRM. Or maybe I'm just completely overthinking this. And then we have this shot of a couple walkers trying to get into the public bathroom that Dwight and Althea are at. And then we have this shot of Althea and Dwight hugging for whatever reason. We have this shot of Dwight running. And then this shot of a random walker. And I think that's Althea trying to fight off the walker. And then we have this shot of Morgan practicing. So maybe that was like a weapon that he was building. And then we have this shot, which is the final shot of someone who I think it's Althea ringing the bell that's there and approaching another person. Not sure who that person is. But that's pretty much the end of this breakdown. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to share and smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.